This book, King's Indian Killer, The Attack, is a very, very small book, just a little more than 200 pages, 18 games, and however, it covers practically all the lines and gives idea on how to fight against King's Indian, Grunfeld, even the Benko. So it's kind of very interesting for this. I think sometimes we don't really need to study the opening for memorizing stuff, but to gain ideas. In fact, here you can read it in the back if a thing makes... No, it doesn't want to cooperate today. Maybe there is not enough light. In any case, here you can read because these two grandmasters, Palliser and Williams, they show how to adapt when black chooses a King's Indian setup, a Grunfeld setup, Benoni setup, or even plays in Benko style. So just for this is worth it. What I will show you is a game 17, played by Williams against Palliser in 2000, so 24 years ago. Yet, for our tournament needs, this can be still good. Please notice that I always change the position of the board depending which side I'm trying to layer. If I'm trying to layer from the black side, I turn the board from the black side. Why do I say this? Because unfortunately there are many opening repertoire books that show you the board from the white side when they are trying to teach you the black side. So it doesn't make much sense to me. But this is a white side, okay? C4. Simon was still a regular English exponent at the turn of the century, and hadn't yet progressed to our d4, knight f6, c4, g6, h4. So they say he didn't play this, okay, in 2000, but now probably changed. In any case, the thing is, the English is a kind of very flexible opening in which you can enter in other opening too. G6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6, and d4, abandoning Iron English waters. This is a joke, in a sense, Iron English, because Williams wrote another book called The Iron English Opening, so it's a very interesting book too. And unfortunately, I didn't read it all. Knight f6, bishop e2, castle. And now it comes this strange move that clearly attack the kingside, h4. And this is why Harry is deployed. c5, d5, a6. To this move, a6 is given a dubious sign, because it says this is just too slow, or at least leaves black with an inferior version of line B. So in the book, they obviously, this is nearly the end of the book, they gave a lot of other lines. I wanted to see this game because it was between the two that had written this book, okay? a4, ever an important reaction to a6 in such position, clamping down on b5 and black's counterplay. We have seen a similar move in the Dutch. And this fight is important. So we see similar themes also in other type of opening, okay? e6, h5, e takes d5, h takes g6. Simon rolls the dice, but objectively, by analogy with line B, white should prefer e takes d5, thereby continuing to restrict that counterplay. And then I can follow with bishop g5 and h5, h6, d4. This is a dubious move. Okay, strangely, it's a dubious move. Seems interesting. Richard can still just about remember that he was keen to try and deny Simon the initiative, but this is too ambitious, whereas matters would have just been pretty unclear after f takes d6. So this was the move probably to play instead of this. G takes h7, king h8. Now, would you have he says that it's difficult to believe that Black would have survived if instead of playing that he would have played this. So it's interesting to analyze this line. Knight takes h7. Okay? Knight d5. Knight takes e4. And knight f3. The knight can come to g5 here, but has another role in mind. Bishop g4. He says that instead of this move, this was better to defend the king side. Okay, so bishop g4, and now try to pause the video and try to guess what would you have played in this position. Okay, the right move is bishop, knight h4. Suddenly white has a rather good idea of knight f4 and mate on g6. Very good, yeah, very interesting. Rook e8. Please try to calculate why bishop takes e2 is losing, okay? Obviously it's written in the book, so you can find confirmation to your analysis in the book. And it's a kind of interesting because how would you answer bishop takes e2? Please take your time and analyze. Okay, so rook e8, knight f4, he's still going for the checkmate. Queen f6, and f3. Very interesting position. Knight g3, f takes g4. This is typical of Williams that disregard his rook. Knight take h1. Obviously, it would have been interesting also for you to analyze what happens after this. Okay, rook take e2. What happens? So try to analyze. Knight takes h1, g5. Great move. And now there is a mistake by black. Can you guess what was the right move in this position? The right move, it seems it was queen takes g5. Instead, he played queen d8. So that's a mistake. Queen d3. Obviously, there is all this continuous fight on there. That's very interesting to see. Bishop e5, trying to give an escape here to the king. But also here it says queen takes g5 was the option, okay? So try to analyze that. So why do I don't show you the line? Because I think if I show you a line, it's a kind of disservice. Because in chess you need to be active. You need to understand what's going on. You need to learn to analyze. You cannot use an engine all the time. The engine will not save you. I'm sorry. That's the truth, whether you like it or not. The engine will not be allowed to play your game in a tournament game. So you need to learn to analyze. If I show you the lines, you're not learning. Okay, so the book is good, but how you use it is what makes it really good. Okay, in this case, you are learning from this video instead from the book. So if you were white here, what would you do? Ask yourself that. You need to take both the roles, see the game from both sides, and understand it deeply. If you just read the book, you will not understand it. That's why the video is really good. Now you can pause and try to find how to continue as well. So after bishop e5, white continue with knight hg6. Boom! Simon was never going to miss such a blow and subsequent follow-up. F takes g6, knight takes g6 check, king g7, and now the move that you should have calculated at the time. Boom! Queen h3. The point, the black king is going to be hunted down to its doom. Look, here black played bishop g3, but you need to calculate what happens here, okay? King takes g6. So that's something that you need to calculate. And I pause because my tea is ready. Okay, let's continue. Sorry for the interruption, but obviously it's nice to drink a good tea. So what did black play here? Black played bishop g3. It was interesting to calculate this. So bishop g3, king f1, king takes g6. Now, what would you have played as white after this move? Okay, because this is what you need to calculate. Queen h6, king f5, and now there is another blow. Boom! Bishop g4. That's amazing. What do you think it happens if you take here? I think it's quite simple. This is checkmating one. Okay. King e5. And let's see. Queen g7. King e4. Knight g6. King e5. And now there is the checkmate. Queen f5. I think it's for this kind of games that we play chess. We are not able to calculate like an engine, but when you play this kind of games, you play like a human and you really enjoy it. So if you want to see some attacking games with some interesting ideas with this line, please buy this book and read it. It's something that you can read very fast and absorb the ideas. And maybe you can use it in your own also blitz games, right?